Hello everyone and welcome back to PÖFF TV. My name is Päike Triinu Tamm and we are right in the heart of Black Nights Film Festival 2024. Today I have here in the studio with me Lithuanian screenwriter and director Eglė Vertelytė, who is gonna talk more about her film Tasty. So let's give a warm welcome to Eglė. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Oh, good. We just arrived yesterday, so, just getting a taste of a festival, but it looks very nice.
Okay. Is it your first time in Black Nights Film Festival?
It is my first time as a person, but the films that I worked on before were screened in this festival.
Okay. So, then you kind of are an old professional.
Yeah, all the folks.
Okay, but for starters, for every kind of art project, there is something that inspires the creation. So was there a personal experience or event for you that prompted the creation of the film Tasty?
Yeah, so maybe to start with that, I should tell that this film Tasty is about two best friends who are canteen cooks and who go into the professional chef competition on TV. So, to tell the beginning of the story that I think it was, many years ago, like in the beginning of the career when me and I was working with my producer, who is still the producer I work with, we had a small office in the building of the TV station. And there was a canteen downstairs where we used to go to eat every day. And I think around that time, the idea started to come up about, this canteen cooks, because, the canteen was so nice and the food there was so warm and people who worked there, we started to know them. So this this idea started to come about. So it started with basically, I think the locations just matched in our heads. So this canteen cooks and the TV, everything that we were around at that time. And then after some time, the idea, got put aside. And we came back to it maybe 5 years ago after we made the first feature film together. And it still looked somehow, that there are some things that are touching us in that. And so we started to work on that so much later from the time when the idea came to do that.
Okay, it pretty great illustrates the fact that the best ideas come from life itself.
Yes.
You just have to find them. You cannot really, look for them.
Yes, and I think it was like, if talking about feeling, it's not just location, which is interesting, but it was like the feeling of warmth, the feeling of coziness when you eat this canteen food with Lucas. And at the same time being in this TV building where everyone is busy, where it's like, people are passing by with costumes, where there are so many stars, I think it was the beginning of the idea, which is, the film is dealing with. It's about, this kind of coziness and kind of friendship versus, image and stuff like that. Image and, for like some kind of artificiality of a TV world.
You mentioned that when you first thought about the idea, you didn't straight away start to make the film. So how long was the process when you first come to that idea and when it was final product? I mean, we have had here directors whose work has been gone for like 7 years to make one film. So how long was it for you?
So from the idea to this, I think many years have passed, maybe 7, I could say also, but it's not that I was working on that all the time. So the idea came, usually it works for me like that. The idea comes and I put it aside, because you usually have other work that you are working on. And if idea stays for a few more years, then okay, maybe there is something to look into. So we looked at it after a few years, but then we were, we had another director attached to the idea. So I was a writer at that project. So another director started to do it, and then somehow it didn't work. And then in the final stage, maybe in the final 2 years, I came as a director. So it was a long journey, very mixed up with a lot of things.
Okay, in your movie, you put TV show inside the movie, which for me it's really interesting because they are like two totally different qualities. So where did this idea come from? Are there like any films or directors that inspired you to do it? Have you like seen something that before? or just?
No, I think I started to watch films after I wrote a script. So I usually don't, while writing or while thinking, I don't do that. Of course, as a filmmaker, you come to watch many films. But no, it was like, I mean, this idea came natural. It's like this women go to this competition. So I watched more of like Lithuanian TV shows, cooking shows in general, started to see how it looks. And then I think while working with cinematographer, we started to understand that we not only need to create a set because the first idea was to create a separate set and to create the rules for the competition, but then we understood that we need to film it like a competition. So it was like the last creative decision. And then we embarked on it, and we had like all the TV, all the TV set, like 8 cameras on set, and we filmed it with TV cameras. So it was like the last step into it.
Yeah, it seems very interesting. It's something I would ever want to see, like filming a film inside of which is TV show. It just sounds interesting to me. But did you watch like cooking shows before, or you watched them only to get like inspiration for a film?
Yeah, maybe I'm actually not a fan of cooking myself. I mean, now I cook. I like to. It's not like I hate cooking, but it's not like the film is. I don't think the film is about cooking so much.
Yeah.
I think the film is more about the image of the food and how it changes depending on which plate it is. It can be like the food made with the same warmth, with the same products. Some of them are more expensive, some of them are less. We never know what the quality is really. We never know is it different or not. But like the same 2 products that are put in a different plates and in different contexts, and like have one has more sparkling on it, and then has less. So I think the idea comes from that, and I think that the food was the best. At that moment, I thought that the food is a very nice, like a symbol to show this kind of difference, how we create a value in general, how we create image, and also because the food is the thing we do every day, right? And it's like where we go to eat. Do we eat at home? Do we eat in the canteen? Do we eat in a cheap cafe, or do we eat in an expensive Michelin restaurant?
Yeah.
It shows something about our status and about social class.
Okay, but for you as a filmmaker, director, what was the biggest challenge with making this film?
I think, the biggest challenge, of course, because I'm a filmmaker. I have some experience in TV, but the shows I worked were mainly one-camera shows. I never worked on multi-camera shows. So it was like filming everything on the technical challenge was to film this part of the story with TV cameras, using 8 cameras and how to tell it. So to learn a completely new technology, that was a challenge. However, we planned it a lot, and and we thought about a lot how to do it, but it came so quickly. I understood how. That's why TV uses this multi-camera, because it's just one take. You have 8 different angles. It's so comfortable to work with. Of course, it's different aesthetics, and so it was one challenge is to learn working in this new aesthetics, and another challenge how to match those 2 completely different looks of the film, under one umbrella. So it is one challenge, and then we have very different comedies in the film. We have satire, we have slapstick, we have melodrama, a bit of melodrama, a bit of drama. How to put it all under one. That is always challenging, but interesting. For me, it's interesting because it's new, and I like to try new things.
Okay, but can you maybe share a funny or surprising moment that happened on the set that didn't make it into the final cut? Because I mean, for viewers, these behind-the-scenes things are something that we always are curious about.
Yeah, like there are many scenes that didn't make it, of course, because it usually happens. So one of the scenes was like we have a love story element in the film, and the actors just before shooting, it was like a first kiss scene. they started to sing this very nice song of Celine Dion, French song. And it was so beautiful. And it was so beautiful, so we shot it. But then we never got the rights for the song, so we could never use it. But it was like such a nice, touching moment. Unfortunately, no way. It's too expensive to have that song.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it would cost half of the budget of the film or something.
Okay, I also even didn't think about it, but yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was such a nice scene, warm. Yeah. I would love to have it in the film, but you can't because it's impossible.
Okay, but now from Estonians' point of view, it's said that it is in some way collaboration with Estonia. So where did Estonians help come in, and how did this collaboration happen?
Yeah, so our company, which is called Inscript, is at the moment collaborating with the company Nafta in Estonia. Okay. So company Nafta was the company who also helped us to make this film. So it was in the way. And I'm not sure if there was any talent involved at the moment. I don't think there were people, because the film was primarily, everything was shot in Lithuania, and editing, sound, colors were done in Lithuania. But I think it was an Estonian company Nafta which helped us to finish the film, I think.
Okay, yeah. Just out of curiosity, when I saw that for Estonia.
Producer Lucas can answer that, but I think it is yes.
Yeah, it was just out of my own curiosity.
They helped us to get some money to finish the film. Which
Okay.
we are so grateful for, really.
It's good to hear. Okay, but as you mentioned, the film is about food, of course, human relations, and so on. But how would you describe the central message of the film Tasty? What is the main message, or what do you want to say to the world with the film?
To say is one thing, but maybe what I want to ask is another thing.
Of course.
So it's like, for me, it is really like the question is it possible to stay your true self when you come into the world, and especially when you become public? That was the central question for me. And once you start changing, or you once it starts influencing you, is it you again, or you are just acting, or is it the mask that you are acting? Is it really you, or is it just a mask? So, and is it possible to be real self at all? Is there a thing like real self at all? So it's like, the questions that I was inspired with is really dealing with images in the world where we are full of images. Everything is image, right? Like we are talking now, I'm in the image of a director, but is there something that is important behind it or not? That is the question that is left for the viewers to answer, and also for myself.
Okay, and my last question for you as a director would be, you have already made 3 feature films and 10 short films. So what would be next for you? Do you have some upcoming things already, or are you now just gonna sit back and relax?
So The Taste is my second fiction feature film. I made the documentary feature before, 10 short films. Well, I'm not sure about that.
I don't know, it was said.
If I really made them, 10 short films, I'm not sure, but for sure I wrote, because I work as a writer, so I wrote some more features as a writer, and probably I wrote around 10 short fiction features myself. So it's always hard to decide what is the exact number and where do you start counting the films. But I have a few interesting projects at the moment. I have a few very interesting projects that I'm writing, because I like genres. So I work on one very interesting animation as a writer. I work as a writer on very interesting musical. And myself, I have this one passion project at the moment, which is a Middle Ages film, a historical piece. So I don't know if it's possible, because it's a very big challenge. Again, it's a very big challenge to make, but it's such an interesting story that I am putting all my passion to it at the moment.
Okay, I mean, it's good to hear that ideas are still coming to you and we can wait more from you.
Yes.
Okay, and I think that's all from me. Thank you for coming. I heard you have a screening with Q&A tonight, so
yes.
I can only wish you best of luck. I hope people of the Black Nights Film Festival will love the work you have done. And thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for being so positive and for nice questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for you viewers, thank you for again turning back to PÖFF TV, and we hope to see you back next time also. Thank you.